best thing about playing live, and like the reason why I did the album as like live takes in a room, no studio bullshit, just all playing together at the same time, is because it's like a conversation. And the more you play with, especially with Etienne and Tom, because I played with them so much on the last tour, you get this sense of where they're going, and they get the same, and it's like you're sort of psychically communicating, just a slight movement of a knob. And like tonight there was a thing, I dropped the bass thinking Tom's never gonna know, he's gonna like tail out, and he just caught it, like did the kick and then went to nothing. Wow, like that, the quick sort of psychic, it's magic. It feels really exciting when that kind of, you're really together on something like that. And that's kind of, yeah, that's the whole spirit. Like my technical setup is designed to kind of listen a bit to what Tom does, but also to let me sort of reshape the music quite drastically, quite easily. And it seems to be working. It's kind of, yeah, it's quite exciting. So you have these little triggers that go on the drums, and they send a signal to the computer. I made my own software, which kind of listens to his rhythm and follows the tempo of it like a human would, not like a robot desperately trying to be really accurate, but like, and all my synth parts, they have like a human kind of looseness to them. They're never really in time. They're kind of drifting around a bit, and that makes the sound, as much as like it makes it more human, it also makes the sound more interesting because there's so much change in the texture going on. And then it also looks at patterns that he does and kind of can make responses to that. And then the bit of a computer that makes the notes, most of the time in electronic music, you put the notes in the little grid, and that's your homework. And then the gig, you press play and it plays what you put in. Whereas I wanted to make it more like when I teach the band how to play a song, I tell them, like, I don't give them like the dots on the page, because in a way that seems, you've got such great musicians and then you pin them down with dots on the score, and it's like pinning butterflies to a piece of paper or something. It's horrible. So you just teach them. It's like any jazz musician would teach someone. It's like, this is the chords, this is the melody line, this is where it's going, just play with it, see what you can do, turn it inside out. And that's why spiritual jazz was the influence, because they have these very simple backbones. Like some of my favorite VPRO records are just a riff. I can play it on the piano, it's not too hard or whatever, but they go mad with it. They see every possible way you can twist it and alter it, and pull bits out of shape and have it spring back. And that sort of trip in a piece of music where you do that, I just find that magic. Even when I was 19 making trance, it was influenced by people who were influenced by Terry Riley and Steve Reich, who were influenced by musicians from Africa. And then you've got this common thread of like the same DNA, or like the same emergent behavior of humans that we like to get in a trance and like to just explore a loop like that. And that's what rock and roll is, as much as, trance or jazz, or I don't know, like that. It does belong together. I love Le Guess Who, what they've done this time with the lineup, the way they've managed to bring together, you've got like the Gnawa musicians I curated, or playing like, and then like someone playing accordion, like they're just like so many worlds apart, but then next to one another you see the connection. I mean, the rest of the lineup, the same thing is happening all the way across it. It's really beautiful, the sort of parallels, and these people are so opposite, but their approach to music is so the same, and it's a good message for our times, isn't it? Aren't they? electronic things influencing other music. It's even when you don't hear any electronic sounds in a pop record, the whole thing, the whole creation of it, the whole way it comes into being is dictated by this like Pro Tools multi-track professional recording. Like we'll record everything separate and make this like Lego music. And so like this, for me, this whole record is like a reaction against, but also it is progress, I guess, like this, because Floating Points really pulled it off. You hear, and for example, also the Shabaka Hutchins project, The Comet Is Coming, that really pulls it off, like linking the synths and Ariel Karma's thing with Robert Akey or Brie Lowe from a couple of years ago. Like these, like just, there were things really working. And I guess for me, watching the way technology more broadly is going, when it gets really good, you don't see it. It becomes invisible. And for me, it's not that the computer will replace musicians or anything, which is kind of what it has been doing. That seems really clunky and kind of, I like the idea of all this tech just augmenting you in some way, like giving you the power to just do what's in your head, have the ideas in your head come out the speakers 10 seconds after you have the idea. Like, you know, when Etienne is playing his sax, he has an idea, everybody hears it straight away, no messing around, no mouse. And that, when computers are really good, they'll be like that, I guess. And we'll just keep working. I'll keep fixing the bugs in my really shoddy homemade software. That everybody has the tools now. Like, you know, when I was 16, I would have had to, you know, it was like a year of doing a paper round to buy my first keyboard or whatever. And so now everybody's like, you can do it on your phone, you can do it on a computer, and the tools are there, and it's like folk music. Like everybody can make a house track and be a part of. And kind of, I quite like the way that kind of decimates markets, and it stops being about making a load of money and being, you're just making the thing and sharing it.